we covered the story last week in The Athletic from Evan Drellick that brought to light many comments that became public from Rob Manfred about his latest message, which seemed to be directed towards players in Major League Baseball. What did you think of what he said, and what do you think is the response from the Players Association to someone on the other side trying to stir the pot?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I say it's not new. I mean, Rob has done that in the past, gone to locker rooms, talked to players. Players tell us that he's coming. Players usually player rep talks to us after he's done. So it's not new. I'll say also, basically, it's kind of continuation of a pattern which has gone on for decades, which is the other side. I mean, it's a labor relationship. The other side tries to go directly to players, tries to create divisions between players and other players or players in the union, and that's part of what they do. And again, it's nothing new. So we've been meeting with our players pretty much continuously. So our players are educated and informed, and I think they understand where Rob's coming from when he comes to meet with them.
It was a different tact. It was a different tact. In my playing days, I never, yeah, he would come in and he would chat or talk, but to do it publicly, it felt like more, to me, it felt like as a player, more of an attack. Why do you think now is the time that he chose to do that? Because he doesn't choose things just singularly. Why did Major League Baseball owners feel like this was a good time to do this?
Yeah, well, I hesitate to try and interpret what's in their minds, but look, I mean, it's been no secret. I mean, the league and some of the individual owners have made no secret that they would like to see a system that they've tried to get for 50 years, which is a salary cap system. I think probably there's a lot of pressure on the other side internally to try and take a stab at that, but we'll see. But that seems to be the impetus. You guys know, after the last CBA, they immediately formed this economic study committee, um, which some people think was largely the salary cap study committee. But we'll see what they actually propose. You've been seeing a lot of talk, though, more than usual, from individual owners about things they would like to see in the next system. So I think that's probably really the driving force behind it. And it's a little ironic because they don't actually allow their owners to talk to us. I've run into owners at games and things, and when I introduce myself, they literally say, "We're not allowed to talk to you." I think they get fined. So again, that's a little ironic. They're apparently afraid of their owners talking to us individually. But I think it's par for the course the last couple of years. And again, our players, we do everything we can to make sure our players are educated and that they understand what they're hearing. And if they have questions, they'll ask us before or after. And so, you know, we're we're dealing with it.
Hey, Bruce, you mentioned owners not talking to you guys. We had Dexter Fowler on here, and he's part of the Special Commissioners, Players Association outreach, whatever. I don't know what it's called, but what's the thought on that? Because I kind of questioned Dexter about it. Like, man, this is weird because you're as a former player, part of the union, you're going in to tell players, hey, let's stand with the commissioner here. Now he said that's not how it works, but is there any thought from the Players Association, like, why are players going to work for the other side? Because then they come into the room and they get access to the other players, and then they can run back and say, hey, Rob, this is what the players are talking about. Does it give them any extra granted access because of that?
Yeah, look, I mean, I obviously wasn't a player, and all due respect to anybody who played the game, and in terms of what guys choose to do in their post careers, I'm not going to question that. I will say, there are players who are being paid by MLB and who are going with Rob to the locker rooms and trying to sell players on a system that this union has historically thought was bad for players, and that they themselves didn't have to live under when they played. So, I mean, that I guess I'll say players, I think, see it for what it is. Players know when they see those guys in the locker room with Rob pitching a system that the league wants. Players know those guys are getting paid. And again, they may be great players, maybe former teammates, maybe guys they respect. But I think players take it for what it is. Players understand what's going on. And again, who's being paid to do what.
AJ, we're in Vegas right now, and I have not had a lot of time to eat during the day. So
No.
what could we do?
I would love a Huel right now. Vanilla Huel would go down perfectly because when I have to skip meals because I'm too busy doing what you do in Vegas, which is not eat, I need a quick replacement, and Huel is the perfect thing.
I'm a chocolate guy myself. It's got the chocolate milkshake vibes to it. If you miss a meal, Huel can be your answer. If you're looking for a big protein boost, Huel can be your answer. So go check it out. Our friends at Huel are part of today's sponsorship. They've got you covered, spelled Huel. That black edition is a complete meal to feel full, focused, and ready for your day. Little prep, basically no prep. Shake it, open it. Huel has sold over 500 million meals around the world, and now it's your turn to try it. So go to Huel.com/foul and get Huel today with the exclusive offer for the FT fam of 15% off for new customers if you use the code, you know it, FOUL, minimum $75 purchase. Get after it.
Can you comment on the commissioner's words when he said he wouldn't have lost billions of dollars for players? When you break it down and you look at it, and that is like you were the one that agreed to this deal that lost the players. Like, he's saying that the billions wouldn't have been lost if the players would just come over and listen to what he has to say or follow him.
Yeah, I mean, the whole premise, and again, the cap talk is nothing new. I mean, they've proposed something like a cap or a wage scale at least 5 times going back to the 70s. And, the pitch is like, hey, this is really good for the players. And, one of the things players immediately seize on is, well, if this is so good for us, then why are they pushing it so hard? Why do they want it so desperately? Why did the other leagues, lock out players to get it? So, when faced with a claim that, hey, this is really good for you, it's going to put money in your pockets. Again, I think guys immediately understand that the reason they want that system is not because they want to pay players more. They can pay players more today. So, it's a little unclear what's being referred to and talking about, well, if you had this system, you could have had $2 billion. I mean, again, I don't know what proposal is being referred to there. But the fact of the matter is they want that system because it's going to ultimately put more money in their pockets. It's going to increase their profits. It's going to increase their franchise values. And that's why they want it. I mean, frankly, if it was so good for the players and was going to cost them so much money for players, why don't you see the other leagues, trying to give up those systems? Why don't you see the other leagues say, hey, this is costing us a lot of money. Like, let's go back to the pre-cap system. So I think there's the right amount of skepticism among players when they hear claims like that.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.